Hey there, Seahawks. It's Miss Adams, and in this video, we're going to talk about sampling and surveys. All right, so some vocabulary. Undercoverage occurs when some members of the population are less likely to be chosen or cannot be chosen for the sample. Non-response occurs when an individual chosen for the sample can't be contacted or refuses to participate. Response bias occurs when there is a consistent pattern of inaccurate responses to the survey questions. And how to survey well. Completely avoiding bias when conducting a survey is likely impossible. Randomization helps to reduce bias. All right, an example of undercoverage. A veterinarian wonders what proportion of dogs in her county are malnourished. The vet examines the records of a random sample of 100 dogs enrolled in her practice and finds that 2% of these dogs are malnourished. Describe how undercoverage might lead to bias in this study. Is the percentage of malnourished dogs in the sample likely greater than or less than the percentage of all malnourished dogs in the county? All right, so dogs enrolled at a vet practice are likely to have owners that take better care of them. Because the sample only includes dogs enrolled at a vet practice, the estimate of the percentage of dogs that are malnourished is likely less than the percentage of malnourished dogs in the entire county. All right. An example of non-response. At a recent alumni reunion for a college university, a survey about annual income was given to the 2,431 alums attending the reunion. Of the 42 alums who responded, the mean income was $132,473. Describe how non-response might lead to bias in this study. Is the mean income in the sample likely to be greater than or less than the mean income for all alums attending the reunion? Well, people who don't earn much might be embarrassed and choose not to reply to the survey. On the other hand, people with high incomes are probably happy to share their financial success. So this estimate from the sample is likely greater than the mean annual income for all 2,431 alums. All right. And an example of response bias. What percent of police officers broke the speed limit more than 3 times last week on their drive to work? A police officer surveyed a random sample of 100 attendees at a police officers convention and finds that 7% of the respondents said yes. Explain how response bias may affect this survey. Is the percentage of officers in the sample that broke the speed limit more than 3 times last week on their way to work likely to be greater than or less than the percentage of all officers that broke the speed limit more than 3 times last week on their way to work? All right, so when asked in person, many officers might be embarrassed to admit that they break the laws they are sworn to uphold. Therefore, they may not tell the whole truth. The sample proportion is likely less than the true proportion of all officers who broke the speed limit more than 3 times last week. All right, go Seahawks.